Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and today I'm going to be showing you how to build a cherry blossom house in Minecraft. This is yet another episode of my tutorial series where I'm building a house for all of the main biomes in the game. Make sure you subscribe to catch any of the new builds that we do, and you can also check out the playlist that will be linked in the description down below to find all of the other biome houses that have already been done. And alongside that you can also find a full list of materials that we're going to need for the build today. So first things first, we're going to construct a 9x7 rectangle on the floor out of deep slate bricks. We're then going to remove this central one at the front, that's where the main door is going to go, and we're also going to get rid of these 5 at the back in that T shape. That will make sense later when it comes to the interior. And we can also go ahead and mix in a few cracked deep slate blocks too. Now we can go ahead and grab some cherry logs, and we're going to place one of those in all 4 of the corners like that. Then we can place an additional 4 more blocks on top of them all, so we have some 5 high pillars in all 4 of the corners. Next up, we can come to the front of the house where we have this single block missing, and we're going to go 1 block inwards, and we're just going to place 4 logs this time on both of the sides, so they're 1 block shorter than the corner pillars. We can go ahead and copy this around the back as well, exactly the same as we have for the front. And for the 2 shorter sides here, we're going to come to the center, so they're 2 blocks away from the corner pillars, and we're also going to place in 4 more logs. However, we're just going to turn this bottom log by placing a temporary one behind it and one like that on that temporary block. We're going to place them horizontally, so just go ahead and place a temporary block, remove this one, and replace it back down sideways. With all of the pillars in place, we can now come to one of the shorter sides again, where we have the horizontal log, and we're going to grab some stripped cherry logs this time and place 2 of them horizontally like that at the bottom. We can also go ahead and place a cherry sign on the front of all of them like that. Then above the logs, we're going to have 2 upside down diorite stairs, the polished kind that is. And then above them, we're going to have some more upside down stairs, but these 2 are going to be facing into each other to make a small window. And what we can also do is just pop inside real quick, and we're going to place a cherry trapdoor on the back of them to cover them up, just so if a mob happens to be walking by up here, for example, they're not going to be able to get a line of sight onto you and shoot you, or worse, blow you up. Then we can also go ahead and stick a polished diorite on top of those stairs. And this is exactly the same round the opposite side too, so you can go ahead and copy that over as well. Now coming round to the back of the build, we're going to come to these 1 wide sections and place a polished diorite stair at the bottom, 2 pink stained glass panes above that, and then an upside down stair on top of that one. And by the way, if you're not a fan of the pink stained glass, that's maybe a bit too much pink for your liking, feel free to change it out for something. Regular glass, grey or white would work just as well. But I like the amount of pink we got going on here personally. Then for this central section, we're going to go ahead and put a line of 3 polished diorite at the top, and then 3 on one side and 3 on the other, and 1 at the bottom. Then on this top block, we're going to have an upside down stair with another glass pane. And very simply, we're just going to make a bit of a flower bed out the front of this. So we're going to have 3 coarse dirt just like that. Then a deep slate block in the middle, cracked or regular is absolutely fine, and 2 upside down stairs either side of it. We just want to cover the dirt up with some cherry trapdoors like so, and then plant something inside of the planter. I'm just going to go with some more of these pink petals, but of course you could use something totally different. And for the front of the build over here, we're going to do the same thing as we did for the back on these 1 wide sections. So polished diorite stair on the top and the bottom with 2 pink stained glass panes in the middle. As for this central section, the first thing we're going to do is place a cherry plank right in the center with a cherry stair in front of it, and then 2 upside down stairs just facing outwards like that. Then we can grab a polished diorite block and place that either side of this cherry plank in the middle, then a polished diorite stair above it, and then above them another stair, but this one is upside down as you can see, and then we're going to have a regular full block in the middle and 3 more along the top. So we get this shape for our doorway, which we can actually go ahead and place on the back of that cherry plank right there. And just for a little bit more detail at the front, we're We're going to have 2 diorite walls either side of the doorway with a soul lantern on top. Of course, if you don't have access to soul soil, regular lanterns would work just as well. So those are now all 4 of the walls done. We can now start on the roof, and we're going to begin at the front of the house here with an upside down cherry stair right in the center, level with these diorite blocks. Then we're going to have a slab on top of that one, and we're just going to come off to one of the sides for now, and we'll copy it to the other one later. So just to the left for the moment, we're going to have a stripped cherry log with a trapdoor above and below. Then we're going to have a cherry slab with a trapdoor just above this one, and also one to the side of it. Then we can have a cherry stair facing inwards with an upside down one coming off the back. Then a cherry trapdoor in front of it and on top like that, and another stair facing inwards. So we have this shape for the moment, which we can very simply copy round to this side too. So a little bit quicker this time. We got the log with a trapdoor above and below, then a slab with a trapdoor above and to the side, then a stair facing inwards, upside down stair off the back, 2 more trapdoors and another stair right in the corner. And then you can go ahead and copy what we've just done here round to the back of the build as well. For the 2 smaller sides, they are essentially the same as what we've done here, just a little bit shorter and without the logs. So we start the same once again with a cherry stair upside down in the center and a slab on top. Then we're going to have a cherry slab just to the side of the stair with a trapdoor on top and to the side of it. Then we'll have a stair facing inwards with an upside down one, and then because we already have the one in front of it from doing the previous side, we can just place one up here, and that's all we need to do. Obviously, round this side of the side too, so slab, trapdoor, trapdoor, stair, stair. Make sure you don't do that. You can see how it plays a little bit differently. You want them both pointing into the corner, and then another trapdoor. And as you may have guessed, you can go ahead and copy it round the other side too. With all 4 sides of the roof now done, we can very simply connect them up into the middle. So we're going to go from the short side to the short side first of all. So we'll do both of them at the same time here. We're going to begin with 2 cherry planks just next to the slab there going inwards, with a slab on top of this second cherry plank. Then we're going to have 2 more cherry planks coming inwards from that slab, this time with a trapdoor on the outer one. Then another cherry plank in the middle and a slab on top of that. So we have this side going from one short side to the other. Then from the center here to the long side, all we're going to do is start again with a cherry plank here. Then we're going to have another one and then a slab and then another cherry plank here. So plank, plank, slab, plank. Super simple. We can do the same over here too. To fill in all 4 sections of the roof, we just need to grab some cobbled deep slate slabs, and the first thing I'm going to do is just pick one of the corners. They're all the same, just rotated differently, so it doesn't really matter. But we can go ahead and place in a slab on top of this log block here, the higher one on the corner, as well as 2 over here next to those 2 planks. Then we can go down by half a block and just place 2 next to the corner log here like that, as well as a third one here in between them, 2 more over here, and then 1 more over here. So for now we have the 2 here, 1 here, then down by half, and we have this kind of cross shape, just down by half a block, and then very simply, we just have 2 more here on those blocks, and another one over here. I'll just show you how to do it for this side too, in case that was a little bit confusing, but it is exactly the same. So 1 slab here on top of the log, 2 next to the cherry planks, then we're going to have 3 there next to those logs, 2 more over here, 1 more here, and then 3 more on top of the blocks that are already there. And of course, you can just go ahead and do that for the other sections you still need to fill in. So that, everybody, is the exterior of the house all done. We can now hop on inside and get started on the interior. The first thing we're going to tackle inside of here is the ceiling, starting off by placing a chain and a lantern right in the middle here to light this place up. And then whilst we're building the ceiling, so we don't keep falling in this gap, just for now, it'll make more sense later, but we're going to fill in this T-shape with some pink wool. Then we can come back to the ceiling here, and we're going to start by placing 2 cherry slabs above all of the cherry trapdoors we have here. And then we can add 5 more on both of the longer sides to connect them from one side to the other. Then from this cherry plank here on the shorter sides, we're going to have 1 in front of it, 1 to the side on both of them, and then another one in front. So essentially this Y shape, which we can do over here too. So 1 in front and then 2 on either side. Then we can just have a slab next to this lantern on both of the sides here. And then on the shorter sides, we're going to have stairs instead of slabs. And that is the ceiling all done. So the reason why we have this pink wall in the floor is because it's where our bed is going to go. Now I've gone with a pink bed to match with the pink theme, but if you want to change that color to cyan maybe, switch the color of the bed as well as the wall on the floor, as well as the 2 carpets we're going to be placing on top of those deep slate blocks. We're adding carpet in here instead of wall, just to add a slight change in height to make it look a bit more rug-like, give it a bit more texture essentially. And then either side of our bed, we're going to have a diorite wall with a cherry fence on top of it, and then a cherry slab on top of the fences with 1 more up by half a block here in the middle, just for a bit of an awning / covering over the bed. To fill in the rest of the space, we're now going to place in a whole bunch of essentials, starting with a cartography table and a loom. Now you're going to place them either in these corners or these corners. And what I recommend do is just place the cartography table down first of all, because as you can see, you can't see much on this side of the cartography table, but you can on this one. So for example, it looks best in that corner, so I'm going to leave it in that corner. That's just kind of how I decide where it's going to be placed in the room based on the cartography table. But just on the other side of this side, in the corner, we'll have our loom, then a blast furnace with 2 regular furnaces either side. Of course, feel free to incorporate a smoker if you'd like to, or just 3 regular furnaces. And then we're going to have a diorite wall on top of all of them, and then 2 more up there. A bit of a smoke chimney, if you will, connected to the furnaces perhaps. Just trying to use your imagination, I guess, or get rid of it if you don't like it. But on top of the loom and cartography table, we're going to have ourselves a brewing stand. And on the other side, whichever side you didn't build on here, we're just going to have a crafting table in the center, 2 double chests either side of it like that, and finally a stonecutter on top of the crafting table. So there we go everybody, that is how you build a cherry grove house in Minecraft. I really hope you enjoyed watching, thank you ever so much for doing that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.